you, Isabel. Thank you, Michael. Now we'll go to item 12, and it's moved by Councillor Casey. The motion's A, as we have before us here. This is the intention to notify plan change, and it relates to the magnificent Pūtakawa at 8 Eglinton Avenue. And this item, today we have Tuila Young and John Duke. No, Phil Reed's here, and they will take us through where we're at to date. Now, I've got a move from Councillor Casey. Councillor Fletcher, are you online? I'll just check. I think Councillor Fletcher is with us. We'll just give her a moment.
Yes, I'm online, and if you may recall, I raised the notice of motion on this matter.
Yep. Would you like to second then? I've got...
How kind, thank you.
Thank you. And I will pass to, is it Phil Reed in the first instance?
Yes, through the Chair. Just briefly, just a reminder, this is to correct an error that we identified within the Unitary plan rollover from the Legacy Auckland Isthmus plan. The resurvey has been done of the tree. We're confident it meets the thresholds associated with it being scheduled within the Unitary plan, and we're seeking your approval to go ahead and notify a plan change. I've got Tuila Young with me. If you have any more specific questions in relation to the analysis that's been done on this tree, or to the extent that we can, talk about the Environment Court case which is going on, or to talk in more detail about the plan change ahead.
Thank you, Phil. Look, I hope I'm sure everybody's read the report here. Are there further questions? Meg off, please.
Just one question. How long does it take to prepare and notify the plan change?
The Environment Court order that was released is directing us to notify the plan change by the 1st of October, and we do intend to meet that time frame.
I'm just struggling with what do you have to do that would, I mean, it's not going to take you till now, from now until the 1st of October to do that. So I'm just wondering what your next steps are and when you actually anticipate you'll just be able to notify that and put it to bed, basically.
Through the Chair, I wish it was really easy. So there are quite a few steps that we do have to go through to notify a plan change. So we've got to do the Section 32, which is the cost-benefit analysis. We've got to look at the other options that we have. In this case, the main other option is do nothing. What we then have to do is we have to share a draft of the plan change with all respective iwi authorities. We also have to go through and meet any other engagement responsibilities that we have. So who would the other key stakeholders be in such a plan change? So we need to actually make sure that we've addressed that requirement as well. And that's probably the main sort of steps that we go through. I don't envisage it would take us through until October to actually notify it. I would hope that we'd be able to get it done probably in 2 to 3 months, I'd suggest.
So doing all those things are statutory requirements, even though we acknowledge in this paper that the removal of the tree as a scheduled tree was unintentional.
That's right, and we're forced into a plan change process. The alternative, which is available to us under the RMA of correcting administrative mistakes, is not available to us because people would have an interest in submitting on that change to the plan.
Thank you, Mayor. Any other questions? Any other comments on this?
Supplementary?
Question, Councillor Fletcher, please.
Thank you, and thank you for the work that, as officers, you have done on this. This is such an iconic tree. But now that a month has elapsed since we last debated the point, have you had a chance to look at the other trees that are on the schedule and to give us an indication today of how many other trees may fall into this category?
Through the Chair, if I could answer that, Councillor Fletcher, Megan here. Look, we are still doing that work, so no, I don't have an answer for you yet. That will take some time, but we will come back to you as we've promised, you being the council. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Bartley.
Oh, thank you for this. I just wanted to ask, so there's absolutely no way from now till October that, after doing all this money and effort to save this tree or to sort the situation out, that the tree's not going to get cut down?
Through the chair, from a protection perspective, everything is in place for that tree. So the court have issued a protection over that tree, and there is an agreement between the parties that no application will be made to seek any approvals from council to remove the tree in the interim, and that all of the parties will enter into the normal process of submitting into this plan change, and for the decision of this plan change to actually be the determination of any future protection of the tree long term.
Thank you, Phil. Any brief words from members? Councillor Casey?
Yes, thanks, Mr. Chairman. I just want to say a few thank yous to people. This process was a collective one, which is quite unusual around here in that I'll start with Mark Lockhart. He's a man who lives in Mount Eden who started this process by emailing his councillors, both Councillor Fletcher and myself, back in January during the recess. So our staff, I know, looked at the problem. The problem was that this tree had been scheduled and was no longer. It took, you know what council's like, how long we take? It took about 4, 5, 6 weeks to find it was a human error. It could be simply a G in Eglinton instead of Eglinton. It could be simple as that. But it was our mistake. And the local board picked it up in April. Again, Mark contacted them. Good on him. He wasn't happy that we weren't doing anything. In fact, he said to me, "What are you going to do about it?" So he said the same to the local board. The local board took their due process and put through on the 20th of April a notice of motion asking us to look at all avenues to protect the tree. Good on them. Good on Margie Watson, the former chair, and it was unanimous from the Albert Eden local board. So what did we do? I want the hats off to go to the mayor, because the first thing I did was go to Mr. Stabak and the mayor. The mayor immediately said, and not everybody agreed with him, we made the mistake and we have to put it right. And it's as simple as that. So thank you, Phil Goff, because this was your doing. And now it's been through the local board, it's been through the local councillors, now it's going through the planning committee. And it's a shame it has to be this difficult. That's what the mayor just asked you. Like one human error, and yet we have to go through this charade and spend a lot of money. But we have to do it because we did wrong. So thank you, Phil Goff. Down to you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Okay, look, and I thank our staff. I'd like to thank the Tree Council as well. That's acknowledged. But our staff have been having really good, constructive conversations with the Tree Council and the landowner. And I think the willingness of the landowner is being demonstrated here as well. So good news all round. So thank you. Any other points to note, members? We'll go to the vote then. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Contrary, no. Declare that carried. Well done. 13 is, now these are rather procedural. Sanjay will join us with John Dogood. Sanjay Bangs is our policy planner, and this is on making Plan Change 46 Drury South operative. Can I have a mover, please? Can I have a second, please? I've got a move and Councillor Henderson will move and Councillor Dalton will second the motions before us, which are on page 215 of the agenda. Sanjay, I think this is somewhat straightforward, though it does not shortchange you, I hope, on the incredible effort you've been putting into this.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yes, so this is a procedural request to make operative Plan Change 46, Drury South, to the Auckland Unitary Plan. So this was a private plan change request that sought to rezone land and amend precinct provisions within the Drury South Industrial Precinct. It's been through the standard procedure in terms of notification, hearing and decision making. The decision has been publicly notified and we have no appeals, and so therefore we can now make it operative. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanjay. John, straightforward, I think. Any queries on this, members? End of process. It's been well socialised. Gone. I'll put it to the vote. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Contrary, no. Declare that carried. Thank you. And another one, and this